Hello, Mr. Mueller. It is Osamu Suzuki here. I'm just sitting in my boardroom and I'm currently wondering where you are, as we did have a meeting scheduled today to talk about what went wrong with our alliance. As you are not here, I will take it upon myself to go through the series of events as they played out. Here at Suzuki, we specialise in manufacturing automobiles, four-wheel drive vehicles, motorcycles, all-terrain vehicles, outboard marine engines, wheelchairs, and a variety of other small internal combustion engines. Over at Volkswagen, you guys specialise in very similar things to us, except for you are a much larger corporation. So we are located in Japan and you are located in Germany, which could have actually led to a lot of the problems that we have encountered. So I'll start with why we actually even came together in the first place. So in the start, we were all happy. We thought this was going to be the best decision we ever made. You guys paid $2.8 billion to buy 19.9% of Suzuki in 2009. So the alliance was supposed to mean that for you guys, Volkswagen, you were supposed to get greater access to the auto market in India. And for us, we were hoping to capitalize on your advanced technology. So essentially, a small business like us was hoping to use your big business ideas to grow, and a big business like you was looking to expand into more markets that you haven't explored yet. However, 4 years later, and we have both seen that this isn't exactly how it all turned out. So I am going to talk you through what I think happened and why I think that this alliance did not go ahead as planned. So we are going to start with our culture differences. So it is both well known in both companies that export is a huge part of GDP. And it's also well known that we have very similar exports. So a lot of the time we are actually in competition. So I think this has become an issue as we are so used to being in competition that when we begin to work with each other, we forget that we're actually working together now and not actually against each other. Further, both of our cultures show strong leadership skills. However, when working together, we can't both be leaders, as it also has to be some workers as well. Otherwise, we begin to start knocking heads and disagreeing. So another issue with our culture. Both Japanese and Germans believe there is a correct way of doing things. Consumers read instructions for the products that they have brought, and workers obey the rules. But the big difference is that Germans also value the result and getting to the result in the most efficient way. So they are fine if someone finds a quicker way to do something. If too long is taken on a business process, they start to become impatient. In fact, they become downright rude. However, for the Japanese, the process is just as important as the result. It should always be done the same way by everyone, then no one will feel left out. For a new way to be accepted, everyone has to agree. There is no room for individual initiative. So what seems to has happened here is the Germans have actually become very impatient. They've almost given up on Suzuki. And Further, Germans on average are much more direct than most other nationalities. In fact, they like to share opinions with others. Japanese people feel debate has negative connotations. It is very hard to have discussions about politics, world affairs, or business with Japanese people, which to Germans means it is hard to make friends. So it's almost as though the Germans have completely ruled out Suzuki as serious business partners, as they don't like to talk about these kind of things. As a result of this, Suzuki has lost trust in Volkswagen. Therefore, they have kind of gone against some of the things that they said they were going to do in the agreement. So it is obvious that our countries and cultures just cannot work together. We are too much of competition, we are too different, and we do not understand how the other one works. Further, I believe that we both rushed into this decision. We didn't think about these things. We ran straight to the altar before we even got to know each other. And therefore, we've come across these problems now that we're starting to get to know each other and getting to know each other's culture. So us at Suzuki became very wary of your company. We started to lose trust. So we didn't allow you to use our diesel engines, as we didn't know what your intentions were with them. I think you thought that you could just assert control over us because we are such a small firm, and that it would actually help us because as you're German, you think that everything you do is right. However, we also think that what we do is right, and we didn't appreciate it as we're still growing and learning and wanting to do things our way. We just wanted a little bit of your help, not all of it. So in the end, we couldn't shake the suspicion that you had planned a power grab by acquiring a controlling share in our company. And I have read that you felt that you couldn't communicate with us, which again I would say was a cultural difference, and then the lack of trust because of the lack of guidelines and what we wanted to achieve out of our alliance. And I think we could have been a lot more successful if we had really sat down, sorted this out properly, both decided what we expected of the other, and then both trusted each other, got to know each other better so we could trust each other, and learnt to understand each other's culture. So, well, thank you for your lack of time, Mr. Mueller. I hope you get this message. And thanks again, Mr. Mueller. Another good stepping stone in our friendship.